Hi, Jacoby here, and welcome to Raising the Standards. What follows is an interview with Kathleen Powell and our friend Sal Pizarro about Cinequest. We had a couple of technical issues, so we joined the interview in progress. Enjoy the show. Our cargo pants and our purses will be able to.
We're going to do that too.
We're going to do that as well. You may not be able to take food into the California Theater, but believe me, what you will take out is an absolutely wonderful evening.
Yeah. We will never give up that California Theater. You know, we are so lucky and fortunate to be able to provide this experience for the community of seeing a movie in the California Theater. And on opening night, of course, that Wurlitzer organ playing, and you just are taken back in time to really what a spectacular way to view films used to be.
Let's do our annual obligatory person on the street talking about their experiences. Rachel.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You tell us about Cinequest, what you love about it.
I love Cinequest. I just love the whole experience. It's kind of like, it's a community event, really. And just honestly, the planning. I'm a planner. You know, it's funny. I was talking to my cousin, and she's in Mexico City right now, and she has her itinerary planned to the minute. And then she's traveling with my other cousin who doesn't plan anything. And so it's kind of like with Cinequest, how do you want to approach it? Do you want to go through and do you want to stack your movies so that you're over here and you're over there? I've got 2 minutes to get over here. Do you want to do that? Or do you want to just kind of cruise through and find what you find? You could do it either way. That's what's kind of cool. It's something there for everybody.
Well, and you brought up the word community, which is something that's super important to us. I mean, you come and you are right in the middle of this community, but it's an international event. So you've got filmmakers in from over 50 countries.
Exactly.
You've got artists excited to share their work, but it's that community piece. And I do recommend what you just said is you listen to the buzz. What's going on in the line?
Exactly.
You got that festival pass. You can make a decision on the fly and decide what you're going to pop into. So
it's so true.
Quick travel tip: if you're going to Mexico City and if you're planning things out, go ahead and pack the ransom with you.
There you go.
You said you could just get out right away.
Absolutely.
I had no response to that.
Yeah.
I just didn't. Yeah. There's no transition from getting kidnapped in Mexico City. Although
Man on Fire.
I was about to make a comment about a woman that I recently met named Clara, who is from Mexico City, but I can't.
You can't.
I can't.
We'll tell that story later on.
That's something to speak to, too, though. When my mom and I used to go, my mom was a very impulsive gal. Fun. I call impulsive fun. But we'd go to a couple, we'd have things planned out what we were going to do. And then one movie that we went to, the filmmakers for a different movie were sitting next to us. And she got all wrapped up in this whole conversation with these two guys. And they were young and good looking. So, of course. And so at the end of it, she goes, I met the greatest guys. And we're actually going to have a change of plans. We're going to go see that movie another time. And we're going with these guys. I went, oh, okay. Yeah, let's go with the guys. So it's cute. You
Nothing
can kind of
like your mom as a wingman.
You can be impulsive. Well, we did go to Thunder from Down Under, and we have pictures of that, so we know.
True.
Yeah.
And there were flurries. There
was a flurry at the Thunder.
There was a flurry of thunder.
A flurry.
But it's so cute that you go with your mom because
we had a great time.
I mean, because to me, Cinequest is like a family reunion.
Absolutely.
And every year, as a member of the press, we see a lot of the same press who come in to cover it. Yeah. Some filmmakers come back to Cinequest all the time.
Yeah.
Just as viewers, not only as a filmmaker. Yeah.
And some of them will have Cinequest movies in 3-4 times over the years.
Time.
And, they've kind of grown up with the festival, or in some cases gotten older with the festival. The volunteers, I'm working on a story right now about Cinequest's Legion of Volunteers, and so many of them love coming back and being part of this festival and doing different jobs and getting, learning how to speak, because a lot of them do the Q&As after the movies, and they love being part of that film community.
Yeah. And you have filmmakers like Nick, who runs our lounge at the Continental Bar, who came as a filmmaker and just had an incredible experience and connection that he wanted to come back every year and volunteer his time to work.
So
and
cool.
So he runs our lounge, and he's back again this year. I think it's year 4.
Does he use the word indentured?
He does. He does. We keep them captive. But he also has a new short film, which happened to get in Cinequest this year.
He must know someone.
So anyway, it is it's something that gets in your blood. And
I know a couple of people who have movies coming out at Cinequest who are local from the San Jose area.
Yeah.
And they are so thrilled about it because to them, Cinequest is the pinnacle.
Totally.
It is. I got into Cinequest. They aren't looking at Sundance or Tribeca. They're like, I want to be in my hometown festival, and to them, this is their launch pad.
Totally.
But it's so much more than a hometown film festival.
Oh,
as
how many
we all
countries?
know, because it does, I think that hometown word really ties into the fact that when artists come out like Stuart Copeland or, Harrison Ford or, people that we're honoring, they come because they have heard that it's not going to be one of those kinds of environments where people are hounding them for this project or that project, but they can walk down the street and engage with people who just appreciate their work. And so that feeling is unique in the whole world of film festivals and why we're known for the hospitality.
Not unlike Raising the Standards, which is the Internet's finest hour.
Anywhere.
Absolutely. So is Cinequest.
It is.
You are so well known and so well received. This is something I don't think I've ever asked you guys. Is there... is there a contest? I don't mean, is there judging? Is there a best of show?
We do announce awards on opening night. For years, we never presented awards because we felt like every artist
it's an award
deserves to be
there.
celebrated,
Yeah.
right? But then, probably about 10 years into the festival, we decided, no, we're gonna change this, because if you get best comedy or best documentary or audience favorite, it goes a lot for that artist's marketing to have that as a tagline, and they go on, they leave Cinequest, and we help them to try to get to their next step of selling the film, getting a distribution deal, or being in another event. So those things, Halton and I reluctantly, but we understand the benefit of receiving an award and that recognition. So we do jury and audience awards.
Now, the folks listening at home and those listening online, they still have the option of, can they still see the films virtually?
Yes, following the in-person event, March 10th through the 22nd.
Is that March 10th through the 22nd?
March 10th through the 22nd.
Less than a
Cinejoy will come online 36 hours later. So March 24th through the 31st, you'll be able to watch online. So if you're not present but it's not 100% of the films. It's probably about 70% of the films, and then a few new ones that you're not going to have seen in the in-person. So there's no possibility of watching every single film at the in-person festival. There's just
Didn't someone
time.
year almost do it?
No, but people have gotten in the mid-50s.
It's really, really hard.
And how many films are there?
There's
268 new films.
268.
Wow.
Including 123 world and U.S. premieres.
Yes, from 44 countries.
It's almost as though I'm not reading this.
That's amazing, though. Isn't that, and a lot of this, too, it's about how you make people feel. Because you make people feel a part of this vibrating, buzzing, kind of international thing with these people. It's like, I was kind of thinking about this watching the Olympics the other day.
The Olympics
is one of those
events.
events.
It is like
okay, thank you. Because it's kind of, the Olympics is one of those things where when you're watching it, somebody falls and they're not necessarily, they're not a U.S., ice skater or whatever. Yeah, and you watch and you go, oh my God, that kid, because they worked. All these people are working their whole lives to do this very common, amazing goal, and that is to make amazing art in your situation or to do these amazing athletic things in the Olympics. But it's cool. It's all these different people coming together, all different backgrounds.
So someone from Czechoslovakia falls,
no, we care.
Lindsey Vonn,
no, we
my
still
God, what
care.
happened?
Poor Lindsey Vonn. Oh my God.
I think somebody might be telling Lindsey Vonn something.
That's right.
But it is similar.
As the joke goes, we sent a helicopter.
It is similar in that regards because, Sal mentioned 123 world and U.S. premieres.
Crazy.
For a lot of these artists, it's the very first time they're going to show it in front of an audience, and they're going to get a real response. And oftentimes, it's different than what they expected. Oh my God, I didn't think they were going to get that joke. I didn't think they were going to laugh there. Or, so it's like throwing 200 weddings.
Well, that begs the question. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but if a director, if they show a film and it doesn't, it's the response a little different than they expected, will they go back and edit the film?
Sometimes even in advance, we'll forewarn them. You know, like a great film, but it's 2 hours. And we know it's a great film, and, we'll suggest, if you cut 15 minutes out of this, and we'll give them some input, because we know how these films carry, and we have artists go back and tighten it, and they're so appreciative. So it's not to make them into something formulaic, but if it's not working, it's not. We can kind of predict some of those experiences.
Was it your great grandmother that told Cecil B. DeMille to do 3 Commandments?
It was.
Okay,
she was there.
Just running
she
bit
was dating
long.
Charlie.
You're making a joke right now, but we're going to have.
Thanks for realizing that.
By the way, I have a movie from that era.
Yes.
By the way, I prefer laughter than pointing it out.
Tell us about that.
I was laughing. I was laughing on the inside.
So, what do you mean from that? In the 50s, you have a film?
So no.
Well, what do you say from that era?
The 1925 Ben-Hur.
Right.
Is this year's silent cinema. So this isn't the Charlton Heston version.
This one before.
It was before, and it was a huge, you talk about like your Marvel movies and your IP. This was the IP of the 1920s. There was Ben-Hur, maybe not lunchboxes, but all sorts of Ben-Hur memorabilia, records, things, just every house had
real
something
chariot
from Ben-Hur
races.
stuff.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they got
killed,
in some trouble.
Yeah.
They got in some trouble over the number of horses that were. There's no at the end of this movie. There's not the disclaimer that says no animals were harmed in the making of this film. Many animals were harmed.
A couple of the extras bought it too.
Yeah, but these were the guys that were defining filmmaking.
Right.
I mean, 1920. There was no formulas. There was no way to tell a story, and they were pioneers out there. And to take on something of this magnitude at that time, you're right. Every home had some Ben-Hur paraphernalia in it.
If you've never seen a silent film, it's for MAGA folks. It's a little bit like watching the halftime with the volume turned down. But it's also such an experience with the organ, and it's so much. It's
Dennis
great
James.
Fun. Yeah.
Dennis James,
Dennis James. No, he's an artist in himself. Because imagine this: back then there were silent movies, but they had soundtracks and sound effects, but they didn't have a score necessarily that was regular from place to place. So the organist usually made up the score. So a lot of the scores that Dennis James performs with these movies, he has composed himself.
He has if they don't exist. Yeah.
If they don't exist.
But then he is
But then he adds some things to it.
He does.
And he's doing it for sometimes 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He's just there at the organ providing everything.
But he tries to go back with, he has known David Packard, who of course was part of restoring, and the reason why that California theater did get restored was because of him. But Dennis James goes back and he does the research to what was the original soundtrack supposed to be, for that organ, and tries to make sure that he's true to that. But you're right. A lot of times these things don't exist, or there's ways to really amplify what the artist was intending.
Now, Rachel, if you're looking up the original Ben-Hur over there, I think it's Cecil B. DeMille, wasn't it?
He was a producer.
And was it Buster Crabbe? I'm trying to think of the Theta Bearer or something. I mean, we're talking major silent screen stars. So
we're looking it up right now.
We're looking up.
Ramon Navarro.
Oh yes,
he was on your list, right?
Oh, okay.
Well, remember all the silent screen stars? They kind of went away in 27 because they were. I think they made a movie about that. Yeah. So, but this was directed by the great Fred Niblo.
Ooh.
Fred.
But that's the first Friday of Cinequest, and
that's
it will
awesome.
be at the California Theater in downtown San Jose. So
awesome.
It's a not-miss event.
But what's happening on the first Saturday of Cinequest, Kathleen?
First Saturday of Cinequest, well, we're paying tribute to 2 Maverick Spirit guests.
Oh, wow.
So the first one is moderated by the great Sal Pizarro.
Ooh, are we releasing that already?
Exciting!
So you heard it here first, literally.
So why don't you tell us about Steve Zahn?
Well, Steve Zahn, who you may
Steve
know
Zahn,
from, I first encountered him in
films.
the thing. Well, I first saw him in That Thing You Do, the Tom Hanks
Right.
movie, but I really loved him in Treme on HBO, which I think really captured that sort of Steve Zahn personality. But he is going to be at Cinequest with the movie She Dances, which is directed by Rick Gomez, who was in Band of Brothers. And when we talk about people who come back to Cinequest, I know Rick Gomez was at Cinequest, I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I saw him there, and we talked, and now here he is with... he's going to be part of the conversation we have about the movie.
Very cool.
Rachel, do we still have that sound clip that we played for the last 15 years of saying, I'm not interviewing anyone?
Wait, what?
That I'm not interviewing anyone at Cinequest. I think we have that, the old soundbite on that.
Rachel's looking we block it all out of our minds.
Rachel all of a sudden looked like my grandmother.
Wait, what? I was like, wait, what is he talking about?
Mr. President?
I didn't know. No, yeah. No, you're doing.
And then after that event,
We got off that subject.
I
pretty
forget
quick.
how snarky you are. Sometimes I'm away from you for a little while, and
Trust me,
then
it'll come
I'm
back.
reminded that you're snarky. Yeah, you will.
oh my God.
You are right now.
I am snarky right now.
No, you're interviewing right now.
In addition to which is snarky out loud.
Yeah.
In addition to some local filmmakers, as you pointed out, Sal, and a lot of independent filmmakers, many. There's also you've got a heavy duty director that's going to be showing.
Are you talking about Soderbergh on
Yes.
closing night?
Yeah.
Wow.
Is that what's happening closing night?
Closing night in Mountain View, we've got 2 films that we will be showing that evening. One is called Maddie's Secret. John Early's in that. That's a choice to see. Comedy, if you need to come out for some laughs. And if you're a big, Steven Soderbergh fan, you can take in The Christophers with Ian McKellen, who was also a Cinequest Maverick Spirit Award recipient several years
You
ago.
mentioned Steve Zahn and the other one.
Steve Zahn and our second Maverick Spirit guest on the same day, the first Saturday at the California Theater in downtown San Jose, is Vivica A. Fox with her new film.
Oh, wonderful.
And her new film is Plan C. So you've seen her in Pulp Fiction and Independence Day. But, as I've done some research on her career, she's not only an actor, but she's a producer. And so she is involved in a lot of things. So it's going to be back-to-back at the California that day. First with Sal on stage with Steve after his film, and then... who knows? Maybe it's going to be me with Vivica Fox.
Cool.
Following that. So we'll have to see.
Very cool.
If it is, I moved up one on the list.
There you go. There you go.
Sonnenberg, who of course...
They checked your schedule and you weren't available.
Yeah, no, I heard
That
that.
is not possible.
I heard that, yeah.
Sonnenberg, who of course did Traffic.
Sex, Lies, and Videotape.
And he also... He did a film, Sal, I was going to mention it to you.
Ocean's 13?
No, with Don Cheadle and John Hamm that took place. It was about Detroit in the 50s and behind the scenes of the automotive industry. And it's a fascinating film, and I can't remember the name of it. But Sonnenberg.
Well, you come up with that.
Well, Rachel's over there at the
That's,
Google
you know.
machine.
Oh, I know, the Google machine. I know.
So the Don
I can look it
Cheadle
up for
films with Steve Sonnenberg.
Okay.
Okay, let's. This was the hour's flying by, so let's start talking specifics. First of all, I want to say, yeah, you can watch it online. You want to be there. If you can't be there, I'm saying you do have that option. Now, does the full Monty get you into everything?
Yes. So that you can get a film lover pass. It's less than $200, and it lets you into every single film in the festival. You can pick your lineup as you go along, both in San Jose and in Mountain View. Or you can get that all-access pass for $500, which gets you into the lounges and special parties and events where Sal and I will be for most of the festival, greeting people and connecting with them about what they've seen.
Damn, I wish I were available.
That's awesome.
Now, so folks don't get confused when we talk about Mountain View and San Jose. Talk about how that works, the timing on that.
We open on March 10th in downtown San Jose at the California Theater, and then we bring up the Hammer Theater the next day. So those 2 venues will be running through the weekend. But That first weekend on the 14th, we'll also bring up the Alamo Draft House in Mountain View and run it through the 22nd. So you've got a lot to choose from. We run 3 screens at the Alamo Draft House, and there's lots of exciting things happening there, including a lounge that's within the facility itself.
Nice.
And online you can find out when the films are showing.
Cinequest.org.
And otherwise you can find out when it's hammer time.
When it's hammer time.
Okay, so we've got the $500 all access, drink all you like, and
go to the party.
The appetizers, parties.
Meet all the
Or buy an individual ticket for $14
exactly.
or $8 if you're a student.
Perfect.
I mean, it's ridiculously, it's accessible to anybody.
What's the least, other than buying individual shows, what's the least that you can go to as many shows you want? The 200, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
$199.
Okay.
$199.
So otherwise, for students, it's $5.
Students, I think, is $8.
Yeah.
I mean,
God.
if you volunteer and come out and help us, you can earn some, vouchers and come back
awesome.
and see another film. So it's really, there's no reason why you shouldn't come.
All right, what are we looking forward to? I used to say most, but they're like choosing your favorite child. Although I have, by the way.
I'm looking forward to a cruise I'm doing in June.
Where are you going?
Going to Greece.
Ooh, amazing.
From here?
Amazing.
No, you're not. You're not sailing to Greece.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, you're going to bed. Okay.
You have to fly first.
Have we even talked about opening night yet?
No, please.
Opening night.
Don't you love it when Sal has to get her back on?
Well,
We're having such a great time.
he's got an agenda. It's
we
good.
landed in Athens.
We need an agenda.
But opening night is always so much fun. I mean, for me at Cinequest, because like I said, you've got that family reunion thing where you
Huge.
see everyone again. It's like, oh, we're back. And then you've got the red carpet, and they bring out pretty much everyone who's there for that week. All the filmmakers do the red carpet that night. And then we go into the Palatial California Theater. And tonight, that opening night film is Her Song, which James Ivory produced of the famed Merchant Ivory films. And it's a comedy, so it's not like Remains of the Day or Howard's End or one of those things. It's a comedy about an American novelist who goes back to her grandmother's French village in search of inspiration, as so many of us writers do. I would love to go to a French village for inspiration.
Absolutely.
You can send me a check if you'd like to fund that.
It's too bad you can't get inspiration from ancient Greece, because I got somebody that's going.
Yeah.
Well, someone could. But there's a really cool thing happening before that movie. So if you were at Cinequest last year, and actually for the past couple of years, they've done an AI program. A couple of years ago was a panel discussion about AI in film.
All day.
And then last year it was a presentation of some shorts done at MIT.
Totally cool.
That were all AI, and it was really mind-blowing to see that. And they're bringing that back again this year.
Yes, we are. So last year it was in collaboration with an MIT hackathon, and we had about 8 different artists on stage and talking about the technology that they used for some aspect of their film that we presented before the opening night feature. This year, the MIT folks, a couple of them will be back, but we also have people who are from Stanford University working in AI.
Oh, that's a good school.
I know.
Cool.
And also local top production companies here in Silicon Valley that are working in this space. And, I mean, it was hugely mind-blowing last year. Well, this year, 1 year later, I think people are going to be blown away by what the technology and tools are able to do. And this is the whole point. They're tools.
Yeah.
And how you use them to create your stories and share what you want to present is really amazing.
Folks at home that may be hearing ice rattling as we chat, I just want to point out that I unplugged the blender before the show started.
Oh,
so
good.
That's the only problem with Sal's got.
It's called ambiance.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, what are those little soirees like? Well, take a look at this.
Speaking of AI, you don't get that from AI, okay?
No,
It's so different.
But as Kathleen's partner in crime, Halfton Hussey, the co-founder of Cinequest, who I think we had on this show once
years ago.
and
yeah,
then he got scared. He
came once and he never came back. That's typical.
I think the line was, "Why do we do this?"
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't return.
It's a little overwhelming.
Halfton loves to talk about how neutral he is on the topic of AI and how it's a tool. It's not good. It's not bad. And I think people have different opinions about the potential for AI, good and bad, when it comes to filmmaking. I think there's some significant challenges when it comes to performances or how it is used. But you could make the argument that people talked about this when we got sound and color and 3D and smell-o-vision. It's and how much now we're doing so many things in maybe not AI environments, but almost virtual environments with a lot of the special effects where they're filming in a studio like ours with blank walls, and they're just putting now we're in Greece.
Right.
Bringing it back to Greece.
And if you love Avatar, marvelous, and if you love computer-generated graphics, great. But we go back to the idea of the silent film at the California. Those are real sets, folks. Yeah. Those are real extras.
Exactly. Yeah. Those are real horses.
Those are real horses.
Right.
80% of which survived the filming.
Yeah, so it.
Let me ask you about the silent movie. Can you buy tickets just to that?
Oh yeah.
So there's never a fear. Is there a fear of selling out? Well, there's not certainly a fear of selling out.
We sell out a lot, but there's 1,100 seats in the California Theater. So you go online right now. You can get your tickets. You're ready to go. And you can also show up the day of. And if we're close to selling out, we do rush lines so that people are ready to go once the ticket holders get in and the rush line goes in following, and all those seats get filled up.
Now at Alamo, do you do assigned seatings like they do for? Good. So I'm glad you
storm caused blackouts and killed at least
online, and you sit down.
2 people in Texas and northern New Mexico.
Yeah. Well, you got a barcode right there on your little tray, and you scan it. You place your
Mexico,
order.
And that was in 2021. So those are some of the things that happened on this date. Also happening on this date. Good morning, Monterey Bay. So there.
Yeah.
That's right. I'm Rosie Chalmers. It is 6:03. We come to you courtesy of Santa Cruz Voice. And here is Bill Wolverton with your traffic, weather, and local news.
And thermionic emissions?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And they've got the Continental, which has been the VIP lounge for the past few years.
Several.
Yeah,
several.
And that's a great place to meet and mingle, but also just people go out to the other restaurants.
Seafood,
And a quick nod to your column Around Town.
Where you
pointed out to me the other day the hot new hamburger place.
6th Street Burger across from City Hall, which has just been...
Is it good?
Yeah, it has been off the hook. That's where a lot of...
Bill.
Good morning, Monterey Bay. We have a report of a fire, 101 northbound at Vieira Canyon, and it looks like the caller says they're unable to see what's on fire, but there are flames and smoke seen. So note that has been reported, please. It looks like it's coming from the rear of Safeway, it says. We have a traffic collision with no injuries. This is Spiegel Street, where it meets Highway 183. A caller in a semi-truck hit the back of a dump truck when he was trying to make a turn. And it looks like he will be in a white Freightliner, it says, pulling a flatbed trailer. Let's see, one more thing. A defective traffic signal, West Blanco Road at County Road 17. Doesn't say what that is, so I'm going to have to look at the map. And that is West Blanco Road. No, that's not right. We have a defective traffic signal.
But don't always ask parking.
Oh, parking.
Yeah.
There's lots of parking garages. There's certain garages we validate for, like the second and San Carlos garage, and a few others. They'll be up on our website. You come into the theater, you scan the barcode, you can get your 4-hour parking or 3.5, whatever it is.
Meters are free after 6 p.m., so that's helpful.
And then, of course, in Mountain View, it's all free parking. So you don't even have to think about it at that location.
Incredible.
So good balance. Good balance.
That's great.
So go to the website.
Yeah, it's a good start.
That will, unless you're trying to either take notes right now or memorize everything we say, but go to the website and it'll give you all your options. It'll give you all the options, not only what you can see and what you can do, but how you can get there, and you can buy tickets on the line.
Cinequest.org.
Perfect.
It's the only, it really is the way to go. Then it's right there on your phone. You got your barcode. And
Do you guys have an app?
We do. You can do it on your phone. You can,
But I mean, do you have an app when you're there that reminds you of everything?
Yeah, if you're logged into it.
Yeah. Oh, so maybe do that in advance too.
Yeah.
Set yourself up.
Flip phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Michael, you got to get it upgraded here.
I've still got the one that plugs into the
It comes in the little box.
You get the
suitcase.
You keep calling the operator, but she doesn't answer.
same people that made this studio.
What's your favorite thing at Cinequest?
Good question.
Cinequest,
When he interviews, I think it's his favorite thing. But
yes,
yeah.
I've always enjoyed.
I mean,
that.
I don't, not to.
Should I remind people that you were invited one year to interview?
Yeah, it was Denver
canceled on
Pyle,
us.
and he'd been dead 8 years
You
at
had
the time.
canceled on us.
I do remember
remember that?
this.
Oh,
I do remember this.
It's true.
Really, I don't remember this.
I
but
think I remember this.
That's all right.
And so when you turn
Yes.
us down once,
Oh, really?
you kind of go to the bottom of the list. Sal has never
That's
turned
right.
us down.
I
Never.
don't doubt that.
Always
I'm not
available.
sure.
We've had to be flexible sometimes,
Yes.
but
Mr. Available.
What
part of Mexico? What part of Mexico City is your wife from? So, all right. Give me, and again, as I mentioned earlier, you don't want to pick one child, but give me a great sleeper.
Oh, okay.
Well, I like the Serta, king
that's
size
right.
mattress.
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at-
Firm
Let me get the
mattress.
name right.
Pillow top.
It is a film.
Actually, like firm with a pillow top.
With
Support yet soft.
Is this what they call dead air?
Yeah, well, I'm talking. Yeah, I'm keeping it going.
Okay.
all right.
I'm trying to get him to talk too.
What we're going to
but,
do while
you know.
they're going to give us some recommendations, just a few, we're going to do liner notes.
Well, okay. I was going to have you give us your itinerary. Okay.
My
Go ahead.
itinerary? My
yeah,
itinerary,
like you wake up in the morning.
You know how busy I am.
You go to Cinequest. You pull out your phone. You go to lunch.
I love it. The times
You go to a
when,
movie.
When I go, as Sal says, to me, going to Cinequest is very much like for me going to the AT&T, which I've covered for 34 years.
Yes.
And I see the same people, and it's like,
Yeah.
there's certain people like Sal and Kathleen that maybe you don't see for a year, but it's still like your best friends, and
Yep.
you're just so happy to see them again.
Yeah.
And you pick up where you left off.
Absolutely.
So we're delighted they're here. And as they look that up, we're going to do liner notes quickly. And
Okay.
So-
keeping,
Oh, okay.
keep- we're
Well,
gonna do
you
liner notes
asked the
quickly.
question, okay.
We will get back to that in a second. The scene is a dark bar in Morocco. The world is at war, and the club owner is haunted by memories of lost love. Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine. Well, by now I'm sure you know where we're going and the song we're featuring this weekend. Yep, we're at Rick's Cafe Americana, and the tune is As Time Goes By. A fairly obscure jazz number written by Herman Hepfeld in 1931 for the Broadway musical Everybody's Welcome. It would ultimately become part of the culture 11 years later when performed by Dooley Wilson in the film Casablanca. Now, there's hardly time to review all the nuances and misconceptions regarding the film. No, Bogart never said, "Play it again, Sam." No, Ronald Reagan was not ever considered for the lead. Yes, it was a model plane with little people in the shot to give it scale. And spoiler alert, no, Elsa doesn't stay with Rick. Ranked the number 2 movie song of all time by the American Film Institute, As Time Goes By continues to enchant generations. You must remember this: a kiss is still a kiss. A sigh is just a sigh. The fundamental things apply as time goes by. The performance by Stéphane Grappelli, the great French jazz violinist and founder of the Quintet du Hot Club de France, one of the first all-string jazz bands, along with guitarist Django Reinhardt. I love this. While there are no lyrics, the accompanying film, which you'll need to go to Facebook to see, the clips are absolutely wonderful. Further proof that the world will always welcome lovers. Oh, and AFI's #1 film song of all time. Anybody want to make a guess?
The way we want.
Nope. You got a guess?
I don't know.
Over the Rainbow.
Oh.
Enjoy.
Play it once, Sam. For all time's sake.
I don't know what you mean, Miss Elsa.
Play it, Sam. Play as time goes by.
The wonderful Stefan Grappelli, and as time goes by, I think Toots Thielman may have been on that cut. It's beautiful. Okay, you've had time to think. Time went by, and who are your sleepers?
Wow.
Well, I think a great film to come out for on Thursday evening is a film at the Hammer Theater at 7:15 called Unscripted Lives. And it's a documentary that takes place in a small Vermont town. And this community is so inclusive of everyone in the community and, you know, who they are. And I don't want to give anything away because it's one of these must-see films. Kaiser's giving it the Kaiser Permanente Thrive Award that night. So you won't want to miss it. And my second recommendation, and again, I've only seen a few films, so I have limited visibility. Everything I recommend.
This is not as big as The Sleeper. It's kind of drifting off.
It is called Growth. And, you know...
Growth or Growth?
Growth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's got the topic of cancer.
Yeah.
But it's Brian Bishop's story. And he's a survivor of brain cancer. And there are so many comedians in this film.
Cool.
And it's so inspiring. He was diagnosed in 2009. Don't let that be a Debbie Downer for it, because this is one film that you will be uplifted when you walk away from. And that's showing on the 14th and the 15th in Mountain View. So it's a must-see. Must-see. What about you, Sal?
So for the last weekend in Mountain View, I'm really looking forward to Normal, which stars Bob Odenkirk from Better Call Saul.
Oh, yeah.
But he plays a sheriff in this one, dealing with a botched robbery. And the cast also includes Lena Headey from, many things, but I know, Jacoby, you know her from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
You enjoyed her many appearances in that show.
Many.
And Henry Winkler, who again bringing back to
Henry
TV.
Winkler was in the Game of Thrones?
No, but he was in Barry, which we talked about.
Right.
Many
He's so good.
So that should be fantastic. That is Saturday the 21st, 7:30. Great way to spend your Saturday night with Bob Odenkirk.
And you don't want to miss our 12 short series. So if you don't know which feature you want to invest in, but you're willing to watch 5, 6, 7, 10 films in one sitting. Short films is a must, and you're going to see a lot of stars in the short film lineup, from Alec Baldwin and Fred Armisen, who both have received Cinequest Maverick Spirit Awards. Kevin Smith from Clerks. These big artists are making short films. Yeah. And so don't overlook those short film series.
And certainly don't miss Rachel here interviewing Owen Wilson. What day is it?
Rachel will be on stage with us. We haven't announced that yet.
Could you FaceTime me just so people could see?
Oh, my God. You're something.
Put
a poster of him on the back or something. Like big poster of his face behind everybody. Yeah,
with his sniper that says "sold out."
Yeah.
I've got a great fundraising idea. We're going to put you at the Continental on. I don't think there's a slow day at Cinequest, but if there was, whatever the slowest day is, we could put you at the Continental and pay $5 and get interviewed by Jacoby.
Beautiful.
Well, how about celebrity bartending?
I can't afford to pay everyone $5.
You two have been celebrity bartenders at the Continental.
No, I was going to bring up that story that I was just pathetic at it because the only thing I could do is, what would you like over? Well, actually, I like a blended drink. You didn't talk to Sal.
It's just like, I'll give you vodka on the rocks, tequila on the rocks, or
we could take the rocks out.
Yeah.
Tepid. We could go tepid.
And then he would just be talking to people. He's like, I'm on my break.
Let's give a nod to your sponsors, which I know are legion, but the big folks this year.
Adobe, the City of San Jose, Applied Materials, Kaiser Permanente, J. Paul Company. It's the Wolf family, Alamo Draft House. We've got a lot of family foundations, Campbell Foundation, Brandenburg Foundation. It's the list goes on and on. NBC and Telemundo and El Observador and iHeartMedia. They're all visible on our website, but we couldn't do this without them.
And let me also say, people say, "Whoa, what a great list!" Well, it's a great list because it's a great event, and people don't step up because everybody's got their hands out. Trust me. Yeah. I can't remember the last time I actually shook hands. I just had my hand out to get something. But you guys are well worth it. It's a tough economy, and now that the federal funding has left us.
I mean, we are still... We have got
Did you get a lot of federal funding?
Yeah, we got zero. But,
Did you used to?
And... I think all grants are down.
Yeah, they're all down.
Any kind of government-funded grants are down. But, we're still raising money. We've got $400,000 still to raise. So it's tough out there, but we are so grateful for the sponsors that come back, and they understand the value in supporting great, amazing events that bring people in from all over the world, to Silicon Valley.
And if you'd like to buy that $400,000 Ultimate Pass, we will come to your home and make a movie.
We will come to your home and make a movie. But reach out to us at Cinequest.org if you want to get involved.
If people would either to get involved, to volunteer, obviously
to sponsor,
for tickets,
to
what if they'd like to donate?
If they'd like to donate, just go to our website, email us, and I'll be calling you on the phone. It's individual or corporate. It's a challenging time right now for so many and so many businesses. So come out and just participate.
You've booked an interior cabin to Greece, but if it works out and you get the donations, you'll be able to get a balcony?
Yeah, I will.
She's working on Mamma Mia 3.
Mamma Mia 3.
So full of it. But always a joke. But, it is. Just come out and be part of it.
Come out.
And this is the 35th year.
This is, our first festival was in 1990, but then, COVID was such a disruptor.
Oh, yeah.
That, some years you have
people
fun.
coughing in the theater.
I know. We kind of made up for it by doing 2 in 1 year, but we're kind of thinking this is 35.
It's unbridled is the theme.
Unbridled. What does that mean?
Come out and celebrate.
It means different things to different people. Apparently, often things to Kathleen that is just scary as heck.
Exactly.
To be unbridled.
But it really is that artist that is just free to express themselves and create.
Why am I feeling like the studio audience all
uninhibited?
I'm just sitting over here. I was about to point out that 35 years you started when you were 10, and you're welcome in advance.
Rachel wasn't even alive.
Oh, 35. Yeah, I'm turning 40. So
to 40. That was your first visit to the island.
Yeah. yeah.
Wow.
Terrific. We got one more in.
Uninhibited, though. Yeah, unbridled. Uninhibited. Just
You're free.
free. We're free.
And
it's the year of the horse. Sorry, keep going.
Year of the Horse. No, I
Yeah.
was going to say, and they do it in different. If you look at the Cinequest guide, which you can't see it on the radio or the podcast, but it's
They
not
might be
only
able to
got
see it.
unbridled, it's got creativity under
Behind
that.
it.
Oh, stop
for those of you who
it.
or you can see it on a light rail moving through. I forgot to mention VTA is a big sponsor of ours.
Oh,
but you'll
yeah.
see that wrapped around light rails and buses moving about the Bay Area.
Somewhere, someone's at home listening going, okay, they had a film clip, and now they're showing the front of the program. Is there something wrong with my screen here? I'm not confused.
Exactly.
They know.
Raising the
it's worth
Standards 3.0 is going to be, on video, I think.
Yeah, why not?
Internet's finest hour.
Anywhere. Yeah.
Absolutely. A big thank you to our dear friends Kathleen Powell,
Thanks, you
Sal
guys.
Pizarro.
Always
so
happy to
good
come
to
back
see
here.
you. Let's bring the A-Trade in, and we're going to sneak out. I should tell you, next week we've got the folks. You'll be in studio again.
Oh.
And we've got the folks from Sam's Chowder House in Half Moon Bay. And it's a very, very hip place.
Oh, yes,
We'll talk
yes.
about that.
Chowder in.
As always, this show has been for Mark, for Georgianne, and for you. Until next Saturday at noon, right here on Santa Cruz Voice, and anytime on your favorite streaming service, when we once again raise the standards. I'm Jacoby. I'll see you soon. Nice. Good job, guys.
That one
He didn't write, he didn't call, just left his scent in the hallway hall. A hint of smoke, a hint of pine, it follows down the line. He left his cologne on my pillowcase, in the folds of time, in the empty space, and every breeze reminds